Hi, welcome to the barn. So a few weeks ago Banggood kindly sent me this auxiliary fence, and when I reviewed it I found it worked very well with my table saw and my bandsaw, even though the filming of that video didn't go very well. I don't believe it. The only slight negative about this fence is it's very big for a small workshop, especially on my bandsaw. It actually stops me getting into the workshop. So when Banggood offered me this slightly smaller fence, I jumped at the opportunity because I thought it might be perfect for my workshop. And I was also slightly seduced by the image on their website showing it as a router table fence. It's never going to be as versatile as this router table fence with its split fence, its dust extraction ports, its stops and its micro adjustment. But I thought it might be a good match for my smaller router table. Now I have two router tables in this workshop, and it would be great for use with my smaller router table, so I could have both router tables set up at the same time for when batching moulding. It would be perfect for the production of things like grooving, where dust extraction really doesn't matter as much. But when I finally received this and I unpacked it, I was slightly disappointed. Firstly, out of the pack, it is really well constructed, it's well extruded, it's well finished, and it has etching dimensions on the top. But its shape and narrow grooves didn't really give me the clamping options that I hoped I would have. A standard rail track clamp won't fit the grooves on the back of the fence, which is predominantly where I would clamp it to use it as an auxiliary fence. It would, however, fit the grooves on the front, but there isn't really much you would clamp to the face. So to clamp it at the base and at the back, you would need to rely on a T-bolt to fix into the grooves at the back and at the base. So it got me thinking, what is this fence really made for? The geometry of it is a little bit peculiar for me. It won't quite fit over my stock fence on my Evolution R255 table saw, which is a real shame because I could use it to mount featherboards and other safety equipment. I did manage to make it fit my bandsaw with T-bolts and clamps I already owned, but you may find that you would have to make additional purchases. I can mount a feather board, but the positioning of the grooves means that I can only get about 20mm, 3/4 of an inch of stock underneath the featherboard, which isn't really ideal if you want to use the fence for a larger resaw. And despite the image on the Banggood website, I cannot really find a way to effectively mount it on my router table. I could fashion something on an MFT to replicate my bench-dog fence. You would need to either buy a third-party flag stop or make something of your own. I guess it would only really be a benefit in my setup with deeper stock. I have already ordered the Undo track mounts, so maybe when these arrive I will change my view. Other than those points listed, I fail to see the use of such a strangely shaped piece of aluminium unless you have a very bespoke project. Am I missing something here, guys? What would you do with it? Let me know in the comments. Now, in other workshop news, this week I've rendered my concrete insert in the front of the barn to produce what I'm now going to call the joiner's rest.